Ahead on this Week 9 episode of GMC The Quest. We'd love an Immaculate show, but we're just going to have to settle for an Immaculate inning from one of the state's super sophomores. Also, Middlesex gets the chance to thank its first responders, South Brunswick gets the chance to thank its seniors, and St. Joe's and South Plainfield square off in a classic. It's all ahead as we move into May on GMC The Quest. Next. Welcome back inside GMC Studios for Week 9 of GMC The Quest. We're into May. The GMC tournament is approaching and states are less than a month away. So this week we share a new Super 7, look ahead to a busy week of action, talk with one of the GMC's best power bats, and thank our first responders. But we begin with one heck of a game Monday in South Plainfield. St. Joe's Metuchen came into play Monday on a rare 2-game losing streak, while South Plainfield wanted to show if it was ready to take down one of the league's big boys. Who would step up? We found out in the most dramatic of fashions. To the field we go. Overcast day at South Plainfield's athletic complex for this matchup of GMC leaders. It's Joe Barker, the freshman, against Jack Massett, the South Plainfield ace. Barker gets through the first inning with this strikeout here. Looks good early going. St. Joe's grabs the lead early. Mark Gialucci pokes a single in the right field, but it gets by. The right fielder goes all the way to the fence. It's going to end up as a triple for Gialucci, an RBI, and St. Joe's goes up 2-0. Very next batter, Josiah Brown, red hot. Base hit left field, 3-0 St. Joe's. Looks like they're on their way to a big win. Of course not. South Plainfield rallying. It's Ty Kobylakiewicz getting things going for South Plainfield with a ball that hit to the fence. RBI triple for Kobylakiewicz. 3-1 ball game. Very next batter, Jaden Alvarez smacks one to the wall in left field. It's a 3-2 game. Not wasting any time. Luke Bakunis in the left field ties it at 3. These guys are swinging and hitting the ball all over the yard here. Zach Robinson in the left field, a base hit. It's 4-3 South Plainfield before the end of the second. Tacked on another run, and then Ty Dukoff base hit. 6-3 South Plainfield. They're rolling at this point. Jack Massett settles down, gets through the 5th inning with some help from his defense. Robbie Cervelli hit the ball out of the picture there. He hit it so hard, but it was snared at third base. St. Joe's rallying, though. 6th inning, Tyler Del Vecchio, a base hit. Matt Kasuda, after a run scores, smacks one to the fence in center. It's 6-5 now as Kasuda doubles. Jack Kern follows through with a base hit. Comes up clutch. Kasuda rumbling around third. He scores. We're tied. It's 6-6. The game's moving so fast we don't even get Mark Gialucci's ball that lands near the fence and right for a triple. It's 7-6. St. Joe's. Things are going so fast here. St. Joe's goes to the pen. It's Andrew Goldan, last year's GMC Pitcher of the Year for the close. Looks like the right move at first. Goldan gets the first 2 outs easy. Overpowering the hitter here for a strikeout. But don't ever count South Plainfield out. Ashton Donovan to the fence and right for a double, getting South Plainfield going once again. Next batter. It's Dukoff, base hit. Here comes the pinch runner around third, and we are tied 7-7. Very next batter after the double. It's Ballant. Base hit in the right field. Gets past the right fielder. South Plainfield leads at 8-7. Going to the 7th inning now. Frank Flannery in for the close. Gets Cervelli with a strikeout. 1 out. He gets Matt Kasuda with a strikeout. There's 2 out. But then a walk will load the bases, setting up dramatics for Jack Kern, who gets to play the hero. Fern takes a fastball by his eyes and tomahawks it into center field. Here comes the tying run and the go-ahead run, and St. Joe's leads at 9-8. And give Goldan a second chance. He comes through, gets the final out here on a fly out to right. Andrew Goldan gets the save. St. Joe's survives, stays unbeaten in the GMC with a 9-8 win. In just 2 years, the Thank You Classic has become one of the nation's biggest in-season high school baseball events. Started by South Jersey Baseball Coaches Association President Bill Gore as a way to thank community first responders after the COVID crisis, the event has grown to nearly 100 teams throughout New Jersey and surrounding states. Middlesex, among other GMC squads, got the chance to participate on Sunday as the Blue Jays traveled up north to take on Woodbridge. Okay, here we go. Sunday, Thank You Classic at Woodbridge. The Blue Devils against the Middlesex Blue Jays. A lot of blue going on. Central Jersey's Group 1 PowerPoint leader against North Jersey's Group 1 PowerPoint leader. Could this be a state finals preview in Group 1? Absolutely. Good ball game here. Before the game, a great ceremony to honor first responders in the Woodbridge area as the Thank You Classic does so. Middlesex leading 3-2 in the fourth. Mike Salvatore base hit up the middle, puts runners at the corners in the top of the fourth, and that leads to one of the Middlesex great situations, first and third. We call this a Middlesex run, executing to perfection out of the first and third in the rundown long enough for the run to score, and Middlesex takes a 4-2 lead in the fourth. Aiden Kozak does it from there, his first start of the year. The lefty with some high heat to get the out there in the fourth. Go ahead to the fifth. 1-2-3, keeps batters off balance all game, getting the weak grounder there, and then helps himself at the plate. Kozak, pitchers can rake, finds the line, chalk going everywhere. It's a double for Kozak, 5-3 or 6-3. Middlesex leads. He goes the distance, 92 pitches, complete game victory. Middlesex 6-3 over Woodbridge. Then Monday, C.J. Wisniewski back in the lineup after a concussion for Monroe against East Brunswick in an outstanding pitcher's duel, but he welcomes himself back into the lineup with this RBI hit. Double down the line. Middlesex gets a key run, takes a 2-0 lead. That's plenty for Harrison Lollin, the Monroe ace. An immaculate inning is when you throw 9 pitches and get 3 strikeouts. There's been 106 of them in Major League history. Why do we bring that up? This is the third for Harrison Lollin. We're on strike 5 here. Here comes strike 6. Lollin in control throughout the day, 10 strikeouts, getting the win here for Monroe. This is strike number 8, and of course he finishes out the immaculate inning. Monroe wins a tight 1-2-1. And we finish up with senior night, South Brunswick, Saturday. We take a look at the outstanding senior class of the Vikings. It's the Super 7 for this week through Monday's games, May 2nd. And once again, it's brought to you by Baseball U North, New Jersey, the U in the North, bringing you all the best baseball action to help you on your way to maximizing your ability. Number 1 and number 7, we stay at the same at the top and the bottom of our rankings. Number 7, STA, stays hot, beats EB Tech in a big showdown, and stays atop the Blue Division. And number 1, St. Joe's Metuchen, some non-league losses, but holding on with a crazy win, as we showed earlier, against South Plainfield, keeping the number 1 spot. 2 through 6, you can put them on a sheet of paper, mix them up, put them in a hat, take them out in any order, and you're probably just as good as what we got here. There's a ton of parity in the GMC this year. At the top, This year we've got Old Bridge number 6 this week. Big chance to gain in the rankings against St. Joe's Friday and Monday. Got a chance to get their pitching against the top lineup in the league. Number 5, South Plainfield. These guys battle every day, grind it out, and deserve their spot as one of the top teams in the Red Division. Middlesex, number 4, they're headed towards a showdown for the White Division title against Woodbridge next week. We'll be there to see it. Number 3, Monroe gets C.J. Wisniewski back in the lineup after a concussion. Kept him out for a couple weeks. They win a tight one over East Brunswick on Monday. And Woodbridge, as we said, number 2, second in the conference in wins to St. Joe's. Deserve that spot for this week, but a tough week ahead. We'll see if they're ringing the victory bell. That's our Super 7. Again, brought to you by Baseball U, North New Jersey, the U in the North. We hope to see you out at the field for another great week of action. Right from opening day, 2022 has been a great season for Woodbridge High School and junior slugger Ty Kobylakiewicz. Ty Kobe, as he's commonly known, went 3 for 3 on opening day with 2 runs scored and 3 RBIs in a big Woodbridge victory, and he hasn't slowed much since. With his average hovering around 500 all season long, we sat down with Ty for this week's Player Spotlight. It is time for our weekly GMC Player Spotlight. We've got Ty Kobylakiewicz, who probably doesn't hear his last name called very often. We go mostly Ty Kobe, I guess, but I had to show off that I knew how to pronounce it on the first try, which is kind of put me up there, I think, right?
Yep.
But we welcome Ty to the Player Spotlight. Ty is the outstanding first baseman at Woodbridge High School. Woodbridge cruising or has the lead in the White Division. Tight race with Middlesex. They've got a 2-game showdown coming up soon, but off to a great start with a couple of the exception of a couple of games. A couple of weeks ago against Metuchen, but it's been a lot of winning and a lot of ringing the victory bell. So congratulations on a great first half of the year.
Thank you.
Definitely. Tell me, you guys, new White Division this year. A lot of different teams. Got off to a hot start, and you in particular right away. Right. I mean, if we could, I think you were Player of the Week for the entire GMC in week 1.
Yeah.
Was there good feelings heading into the season and you guys were just ready to go, or what was the key to the hot start?
I think the key to the hot start was heading into the season we weren't mentioned, so I kind of felt like from opening day we had a little chip on our shoulder, and we thought about playing, and we knew that we had a lot of talent to offer, so we just kind of had the thought in the back of our minds, and we take game by game. Yeah, for sure. And, it's obviously worked well so far. Go around and tell me some of the other guys who have really, helped get off to such a good start. Obviously the Lukacek brothers. Yep. But, who else are we looking at that, is kind of tearing up the lineup like you are? Pretty much everybody's contributing and doing their part, but I'd have to say our catcher Tyler Weber, our third baseman Matt Trosh, our outfielder Dean Fiore, our shortstop AJ Bosch, and of course the Lukacek brothers. And yep, and then Matt is kind of joined by Josh Vasquez on the mound, right? As your top 2 guys, right? Yeah, him and Eddie Nunez. He's a sophomore. Baseball Warehouse, right? You're one of that. You're one part of the Baseball Warehouse mafia that runs through the GMC, right? Yeah, just joined. Okay, so what was that like? To kind of. Now that you're in kind of the same, you're working out with so many of the guys that you're playing against once the season starts. No, yeah, it's fun. Mostly every team that I play, I know at least one kid on it, so it's fun competing against the kids I play with in the summer and the fall. Now, you have not done a summer season with them yet then, right? That's what you're saying? No, this upcoming summer is going to be my first season. Okay.
You guys know any big tournaments that you're going to?
Yeah, the schedule hasn't came out yet, but I know the one we're going to Boston sometime in July, and I think both teams went last summer too, so they're going again this year.
Yeah.
Here we go. Eddie Nunez. Brett Lukacek. Big ticket. Break it down.
So Woodbridge High School, one of the unique traditions in the GMC, we see the footage sometimes up on Twitter or on social media, is you guys got a big old bell in your locker room, I guess, the victory bell.
Yep.
What do we, other than you ring it at the end of the game and Ty Kobe got to ring it a few times at the start of the season, especially, what do we know about like where that started and more importantly, what's it, is it it's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, I think ever since our coach came in with his first season in 2018, I think he just wanted to start like a tradition. So after every game we win, whoever performed the best or contributed the most gets to ring the bell. It's usually like 3 to 4 players.
Yeah. So I mean, what's it like? Right after a big win, everybody's emotions are still pretty, pumped up a little bit. It's a cool thing.
Yeah, it's fun. We're all cheering on our teammates, and then everybody's cheering you on when you're ringing the bell. So it's a cool feeling.
Definitely. What games did you get to this year?
I got the first 2 against Piscataway, and then I had one against Colonia.
Yeah. After that Piscataway season, we were wondering if you were going to be like your first 900 hitter or something, right? I mean,
yeah.
It's, obviously, it's a long season, a long, you start off so hot, and obviously there's kind of a drop off period to it. But how do you stay focused and sharp mentally, and not worry about like, you're not as great as you are when you're getting hits every at bat, and you're not as bad as you are when you're slumping.
I feel like it's like more of it is mental for me. I know out of 10 times I'm going to fail 7 and I'm going to succeed like 3. So, you can't get a hit every time. So just, even if you strike out, just shake it off and you'll get them next time.
So at this point, we're turning the page into May. We're kind of more than halfway through the regular season, but you start to see, big things on the horizon, right? If you look at the PowerPoints rankings and you go from not really getting a lot of mention at the start of the season, and now Woodbridge is up at the top in a really good section with teams like Ridge and Hunterdon Central and teams that are like considered state powerhouses. You've got the white division coming up, the GMC tournament coming up.
Mm-hmm.
What's the kind of feeling around, around the team at this point, heading all these big things?
For us, I feel like we're not too focused on looking ahead. We're not worried about PowerPoints and everything. We're just taking it one game at a time. And, we're getting a lot of attention now, but we just try and block it all out and focus on what's next.
Yeah. Does that come from coach primarily? Is he pretty good at keeping you guys, level headed and kind of focused ahead?
Yeah.
What's the goal for you, this year? I mean, junior year, off to a great start, team's doing well. What are your goals?
My goal, I want to get noticed, maybe a couple offers, because I was always I had Tommy John back in my freshman year, so I was kind of late to the whole recruiting process. So I kind of just started this year, so I kind of want to get looked at, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
So Tommy John, was that was like right in the middle of COVID though, right? I mean,
it was December 2019, so my freshman.
So right before COVID, right? Right in December of your freshman year.
Yeah.
So you kind of missed that, and then you rehab, and then you came back and you were playing again, I guess, by the start of 2021.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's your, your college goal? I mean, when you say you want to get noticed, where do you see yourself as, what do you want to major in?
I'm not sure what I want to major in yet, but in terms of playing, every kid wants to go D1, but wherever I'm going to fit the best is wherever I want to go.
Whatever gives you a chance to get in the field and play, right?
Yep.
What's obviously got to be a tight team, right? I mean, you guys, is there anything that's like driving that? Is it good, leadership? Is it just that you guys have kind of grown up playing together? But, what makes you guys so good in tight games?
Yeah, most of us, we kind of grew up playing together, whether it be little league, middle school, even just like going to the field with a couple of guys, like a couple months ago, just right before the season, just getting some work in, whether it's just playing video games with them. We kind of like came close as a team, which this is probably like the most fun team I've played on. And, it's pretty fun.
So video game wise, what's the big consensus when we're playing? What are we playing?
Right now it's either MLB The Show or Warzone, Call of Duty.
Well, that's both good choices,
Yeah.
You're playing The Show. Who are you? What you have a favorite team that you play with, or?
No, I create my own team.
And you're on it, or you can create your own player too?
Yeah, you can create your own player, but I just work on my team. I'm not that very good though, so.
You guys played North Brunswick yet?
Yeah, we played our second series this year.
Okay. Did you face Zach in one of the games, or?
No, he didn't play against us.
So you got lucky.
Yeah. Yep.
We saw him last weekend striking out 18 guys, and he just throws so much crazy stuff. I mean, is that, when you look back at playing in the GMC, is that one of the things that stands out? I mean, there's so many good pitchers that you face.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of good arms, which I love facing. I love competing against them. So it's just fun to do, competing against the best.
Definitely. What's the best part about Woodbridge baseball?
Best part about Woodbridge baseball is just we're a solid group. We're all together. We don't really focus on like personal accolades. We're all about winning. So regardless if somebody goes 0 for 4, 4 for 4, we're just happy that we won.
Culture, then, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you're naming the easiest to pronounce.
No.
Or spell, I guess. You probably learned that when you were young.
Yep.
What's the any bad mispronunciations you remember?
It's a good question. There have been some really bad ones. I can't remember it.
Subs coming in, right? Substitute teachers coming in, looking at the attendance and just giving up.
Yeah, most of them don't even try to pronounce it.
Or you stop them before they kind of look at the sheet, right?
Yeah, they tie and then they look up and I just raise my hand. I'm here.
Yeah, that's right. No, we appreciate it, Ty. Certainly, you guys are playing great baseball. Sounds like you got the kind of team that, will stick together when things get tough, and, look forward to watching you guys chase some team accolades the next month.
All right. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Definitely. Ty Kobylakiewicz, our guest. Player spotlight this week on GMC The Quest, and we look forward to catching Woodbridge down the road. Get your calendars ready. It's the last full week before the GMC begins, and we've got some great games to take a look at as teams jockey for position and seeding once that begins. Today, we've got a couple of great games to look at. St. Joe's, in the murderous part of its schedule, travels to Central Jersey powerhouse Steinert for a huge game, while South River, in the blue division game of the week, travels to EB Tech. South River trying to keep pace in the division with St. Thomas Aquinas. On Thursday, South Plainfield travels to Woodbridge. Inter-division matchup. Red division against the white division. Two top teams going at it. Should be a lot of fireworks in that one. Friday, St. Joe's starting its Friday-Monday series at Old Bridge. Can Old Bridge's talented stable of pitchers shut down St. Joe's and hand St. Joe's Metuchen its first league loss of the season. Saturday again, St. Joe's taking on number 3 in the state, Hun, Arm & Hammer Stadium, 3:30 p.m. showcase matchup featuring 2 of the top teams in the Northeast. On Monday, East Brunswick versus Edison, Red Division showdown. Teams battle through the middle of the pack. Obviously, a ton of parity in the division, and East Brunswick and Edison will take a Friday, Monday showdown to try to settle some of that. And then Tuesday, STA, St. Thomas Aquinas, staying hot, trying to stay hot. Big out-of-conference road game against Brearley. That is your look ahead at the next 7 days. Hope to catch you out at the field. Well, that's all the time we have for this week, folks. Just 7 more days until we're back with another edition of GMC The Quest. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you out at the field.